Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today is the 10th complete history of video on my channel and I hope you enjoy. This complete history of episode will be on a great Batman villain called Professor Pig. He has been around for a while in DC mythos. Pig is an insane surgeon who maims people he kidnaps and turns them into human doll slaves called Dollatrons. Laszlo Valentine is creepy and a madman, speaking like a little kid, making pig oinking noises, and views himself as a good person. For turning people into Dollatrons, he says that he's making people perfect when he does it. Obviously, he is a great character, since he's been in Batman shows and popular DC video games. With that intro said, I hope you all enjoyed a complete history of Professor Pig. Professor Pig first premiered in Batman issue 666, July 2007. Yes, the Devil's Number comic, where in an alternative reality, Damian Wayne is Batman in the story, called Batman in Bethlehem. This is Damian Wayne Batman's first appearance, as well as Professor Pig's. It opens with Batman facing against a Dollatron. Damian Wayne Batman stops the Dollatron, a person who has been maimed to look like a living doll by Professor Pig, and serve as his minion. But the cops stumble upon Professor Pig's body hanging upside down, hanging on a cross, with a stake in his mouth, murdered. August, September, and October 2009, Professor Pig was put into the main continuity in Batman and Robin issues 1 through 3. After a robbery, Mr. Toad says nothing while being interrogated by Batman and Damian Wayne Robin, except that he works for Pig, and that Pig will get his revenge. Professor Pig has kidnapped a crook and his daughter. He tells the crook he will help him. The crook betrayed Professor Pig, so he will turn him into a Dollatron for revenge. Yep, here's how we see Professor Pig and how he works, and how his Dollatrons are his slaves here that will do what he wants. Pig does all this horror surgery to make people look perfect in his eyes. Professor Pig will do the same to the crook's daughter. Damian Wayne by himself has found the wooden gallops where Pig is hiding, but even as a trained assassin, he is attacked and captured by Pig's dolls. Pig has developed a new form of a narcotic that threatens the existence of everyone in Gotham, a powerful mind-wiping arsenal drug that spreads its addiction like a viral infection, making the entire city Valentine's for the taking. This is where the scary, freaky stuff happens, with Pig having the barbed wire statue of his mother in the room where Damian's tied up, and with soothing music, Pig, wearing a pink pig mask, dances in front of Robin, who's regaining consciousness. Suddenly, Pig decides to stop, and it's time for his work on Robin, but Damian breaks out, beats up the Dollatrons, and throws Professor Pig off balance. Robin then focuses on Sasha, the crook's daughter, and she actually burns Pig's chest on fire. Pig then decides to escape. Damian has one choice left, to follow Professor Pig. Hurt and exhausted, Robin has no hope to avoid Pig's attack on the ground. Batman in the Batmobile hits Professor Pig and now launches him into a wall. Hurt, he starts saying he didn't do anything wrong and then makes hurt pig noises. Dick Grayson grabs Pig's cure from the burning lab. Pig's hideout was actually in the Bonus Brothers Carnival. Doctors are unable to peel the face masks off without removing the skin from the skull of the patient of Dollatrons. Complicating matters further, Sasha breaks out of her medical restraints and begins murdering the other Dollatrons one by one, including her own father. Then Red Hood recruits her, but that's another story. It ends with Professor Pig being teased to return. Pig was in the series later for issues 13 through 15, August 2010 through November 2010. Professor Pig is back in the comic series. The Batman rogue Dr. Her has decided to work with Professor Pig for his scheme. Pig here is just as insane as ever. Professor Pig is going to make a scheme where Batman has to come to get him. He sends out a bunch of Dollatrons that attack Commissioner Gordon and then Batman, apparently killing them both. We then see Pig work on himself in a mirror, calling himself perfect. Commissioner Gordon and Batman survived, and Pig has Gordon all tied up, putting himself in Batman's sights. Pig thinks Batman is obsessed with him tonight, but no, as he kicked Pig right in his face spot on. This knocks him down long enough to find Commissioner Gordon, but Dr. Hurt then knocks him out. Well, this leaves Professor Pig to operate and turn Jim Gordon into a Dollatron, but thanks to his willpower, it is difficult for Pig to do. And Robin finds them and kicks Pig down and out. On the ground, Pig becomes no longer a threat when he sees a snail and messes with it a lot, saying the snail is the devil, so he should bless it. Anyway, Batman the Brave and the Bold, the TV series, episode 49, The Knights of Tomorrow, aired November 19th, 2010, and we see Professor Pig in this one shot as it's shown Damian Wayne Robin facing some rogues who also first appeared like Professor Pig in Batman issue 666. January 2011, he was in Batman and Robin issue 16. For Professor Pig's final grand scheme, he runs a giant Dollatron parade in Gotham. Batman and Robin use a sound device to make Pig think that his mom has returned, saying he's been bad, and Batman and Robin will punish him, making him full of rage, saying that the voice isn't his mommy. Batman easily fools the Dolatrons to turn on Pig and attack him, ending this issue. Batman in New 52, Issue 1, Pig made a brief appearance. Professor Pig is in a breakout attempt in Arkham Asylum, who Batman quickly ends. Batman Incorporated, Leviathan Strikes, came out in February 2012. This part is ultimately, it's a story about Professor Pig's son, not the actual Professor Pig. He's called Son of Pig, and he's leading a ceremony. Hanos Valentine's cult is made up of girls wearing skeleton masks. Son of Pig begins interrogating the two girls, saying that one of them betrayed the school. When he threatens Drusilla, Stephanie frees herself and saves Drusilla. As they escape the tower, Son of Pig and the Laverian girls chase after them. Reaching the rooftop, Stephanie changes into her Batgirl outfit and takes Hoshia to the courtyard. And Batman, disguised as the school's gardener, takes Professor Pig out. April 2012, he was in Resurrection Man Volume 2, Issue 6. Pig is here as being categorized as an inmate from Arkham Asylum. Next, in January 2013, in Detective Comics Volume 2, Issue 14, Professor Pig had an Easter egg here. Pig is seen in Arkham Asylum in a cell. May 2013, Pig was in Detective Comics Volume 2, Issue 18. And here he's seen just knocked out after a battle. He was dead in the Beware the Batman TV series. His first time in the show was the very first episode titled Hunted, coming out on July 13th, 2013. For the first voice actor on Professor Pig was by Brian George. Here, Professor Pig looks like a giant, and he and the villain Mr. Toad work together to kidnap Simon Stagg, apparently for his crimes against their animal kind. Yep, Pig here is an eco-terrorist, and he's going after people like Simon Stagg, who ignore the animals while building buildings, and instead of Bruce Wayne, he's kidnapped Alfred Pennyworth. Pig fights Batman. While that happens, the three men he and Mr. Toad have kidnapped escape, and at the end, the building blows up, but Pig and Toad still survive and manage to get away until next time. He was in Batwoman Volume 2, Issue 22, September 2013. Professor Pig is seen as a part of a group of supervillains being questioned on who the Batman is, and Pig calls him a meat robot. Then, he was in Episode 11 of Beware the Batman Instinct, October 5th, 2013. Professor Pig is going after supermodels who wear animal clothing or the people who make those clothes. Batman manages to save them and finds clues that are the poem Baba Black Sheep and hints to his new crimes. Pig and Toad's master plan is to actually destroy the yacht where the after-party for Gotham's Fashion Week is being staged, but Batman stops them and they go to jail this time. Next, he was in Forever Evil Issues 1 and 2, November and December 2013. You may have guessed right, Professor Pig is one of the DC supervillains that the Crime Syndicate releases. He was also in Forever Evil Arkham War Issue 1, December 2013. Professor Pig grabs a hospital patient who is trying to escape him, but since he has a broken left hand, Pig says he will fix him. Fix him in his own way. Professor Pig has taken over Gotham Memorial Hospital, and Scarecrow goes there to meet him as he convinces Pig to join him, since that will cause a bigger war, with more injuries for Pig to fix. Learning of this, Bane uses Professor Pig to send his message. January 2014, he was in Damian, Son of Batman, Issue 2. After figuring out Professor Pig's items were left in Joker's cell, Damian Wayne hunts for him. He sees Professor Pig about to inject some kids with a serum that will turn them into Dolatrons automatically. Disgusted by this, Damian rushes in and gets swarmed by dolls. He's careful while fighting, but the Dolatrons throw him out a window. March and April 2014, he was in Detective Comics Volume 2, Issues 27 and 28. Professor Pig is here in a giant group of other Batman villains who are with him in Arkham Asylum. Pig just wants to do his type of surgery on Batman when he's there, but that's it. He appeared in Forever Evil Arkham War Issues 5 and 6, April and May 2014. Pig and the other villains will drink Bane's Venom compound to kill Bane in this giant war they have against him. And this is what Professor Pig on Venom looks like. In May 2014, he was also in Detective Comics Volume 2, Issue 29. This is more of a Scarecrow story, so I will just say Professor Pig, he is a mindless pig, just wanting to cut into anyone he meets here. He kinda reminds me of Victor Zsasz in this story. This issue has Catwoman beat him up. In June 2014, he was in Batman Eternal Issue 1. This giant Batman series opens with a fight against Professor Pig, but Batman brings him crashing to the ground and stops him. In the same month, he was in Batman Eternal Issue 3. He was on another TV screen here, and that's it. July 2014, he was in Batman Eternal 7. Batman is waist deep in Dolatrons after apprehending Professor Pig at the site of his explosion. Batman tells Pig that he's being played by Falcone. Falcone had a man called Rhodes blow up his lab so Pig would fight Batman. The work of Professor Pig is so inconsequential to his puppet masters that they'll destroy all of it just to keep Batman off their trail. All of his work means nothing. Batman headbutts Pig to escape the place and just survive. At the very end of the story has Professor Pig get his revenge on Mr. Rhodes by blowing up his car with a pig with a grenade in his mouth in the motor. He had a cameo in episode 14 called Darkness of the TV series Beware the Batman on August 10th, 2014, as Ra's al Ghul breaks him and the others out of prison. In the same month, he was in Batman Eternal issue 10. Professor Pig is after Catwoman and Falcone here. Professor Pig has a deadly animal-themed gang instead of just Dolatrons this time. And he is going to get his revenge on Falcone by some invasive means. Afterwards, he's going to do the same to Catwoman by turning her into some sort of hybrid. But Batman comes in. While Batman corners Pig, Catwoman prepares to kill Falcone, but Batman is forced to turn his back on Pig to stop her from doing so. Then in episode 15, his next appearance in Beware the Batman, called Reckoning, was on August 17th, 2014. Ra's al Ghul has let a bunch of different villains loose from previous episodes, and will give the one who brings in Batman a piece of Gotham City all to themselves. And Professor Pig, while chasing the Batmobile, gets hit straight on by it and thrown off a bridge. Batman escapes all the villains ultimately by having them fight each other to see who gets to bring in the Batman, leading to Professor Pig fighting Magpie. At the end of August 2014, he was in Batman Eternal issue 12. Tim Drake goes to Arkham Asylum to interrogate Professor Pig. Next came Batman Eternal 16, September 2014. On the ground level at Arkham, Professor Pig is entered for processing. His escort's unaware that the staff has been murdered and replaced by inmates. Dr. Milo receives him and leads him down into the tunnels where he meets an unpleasant fate. And then on September 27, 2014, Professor Pig made his last appearance in the show Beware the Batman in episode 20 called Doppelganger. This episode opens with Katana facing off against Professor Pig and Mr. Toad, but they manage to escape. Later, after Batman defeats the Man-Bat, Professor Pig arrives and claims that Man-Bat is their pet. Yep, in this show, Professor Pig had stolen Dr. Kirk Langstrom's bat DNA experiment and made him test it on himself. Because of the two capsules Pig inserted into Man-Bat's neck, they were able to control him. They want to create an animal army to take over Gotham. But just when he's about to do the same to a bunch of other people, he gets found out by Batman and Man-Bat. Truth be told, this episode has Mr. Toad more than his partner Pig. His last Batman Eternal appearance was in issue 36, February 2015. He's seen on a computer screen. In June 2014, Pig was in Convergence issues 3 and 4. Professor Pig with a bunch of other Batman villains are confronting the Batman from Earth 2. Of course, he easily gets beat here. On June 23, 2015, Professor Pig made his biggest appearance to date in the video game Batman Arkham Asylum. Wow, no he didn't. I'm so sorry. Batman Arkham Knight, my favorite Batman Arkham game today. I don't know why I said what I said, but it was in Batman Arkham Knight. Sorry about that. Professor Pig makes his introduction into the Arkhamverse in a side mission called The Perfect Crime. Professor Pig has been in his traveling circus called the Circus of Strange. Pig is the ringmaster of the circus, and wherever they traveled, Pig kidnapped some people from those places and operated on them since they weren't perfect, and he thinks by turning them into Dolatrons, that makes them perfect. Batman finds him at the Pretty Doll's parlor and stops him from continuing his creepy operations. But to get him to have to stop his Dolatrons, and to do so, since they can't feel pain, you have to cripple them and leave Pig until last. At the end, he goes to jail, and just like the comics, the man is insane. One of the most well-known side missions in the Arkham series. Here, he was voiced by Dwight Schultz. And one more thing, the audio tapes confirm Professor Pig's son is a character in the Arkhamverse too. Professor Pig's next appearance was in Sensation Comics featuring Wonder Woman issue 16, January 2016. Under a big top, Professor Pig is operating on one of his so-called patients, and Wonder Woman throws the lasso of truth around him, stopping his madness. And Pig easily tells her where the children she has been looking for are. Pig talks craziness, but since he's in the lasso of truth, that means he truly believes the crazy stuff he says and has always lived by it. He is a lost soul. February the next month, he was in Teen Titans Volume 5, Issue 15. In Gotham City, the Teen Titans stumble upon some Dolatrons and track down Professor Pig. Pig manages to tie down the Titans for a while and surprisingly is stealing Gar Logan, aka Beast Boy's blood. Why? For his new friend, Sister Blood, and that's his whole role in the story. Next, he was in Teen Titans Volume 5, Annual 2. And just a flashback. In September 2016, he was in Detective Comics issue 937. Pig is just here on the TV screen as an Easter egg. February 10th, 2017, Professor Pig was Legolized, so to say. He had an Easter egg in the Lego Batman movie as having a billboard with his butcher business shown. On May 11th, 2017, Professor Pig was a cameo in the video game Injustice 2. He was shown in the Red Hood ending of the game. For May and June 2017, Pig was in Nightwing Volume 4, issues 17 and 18. A new villain named Deathwing is attacking Nightwing and Robin. Deathwing is deformed, ugly-looking Nightwing, and there is one of Robin too. Since the stories are in this video, they were made up by Professor Pig. Nightwing and Robin arrive in Pig's warehouse just in time to save Sean Tissing, aka Defacer, an old enemy turned good. She was kidnapped by Deathwing and is being operated on by Professor Pig on Dr. Hurt's orders. Now it's just Nightwing against Professor Pig, one-on-one. But Sean lands the finishing blow on Pig by kicking him in the nuts. July 2017, Pig was in Nightwing Volume 4, Issue 20. Yeah, Deathwing has hunted down Professor Pig in a graveyard to kill him, but ultimately the scene is just a hallucination. Next, he was in the TV show Gotham on Fox. He was in episode 72 through 77 in Season 4, October 19th, 2017 to December 7th, 2017. He was played by actor Michael Cerveris. Pig reveals why his name is spelled P-Y-G. The Y is for Pygmalion, as he is building a better Gotham. I say this because he thinks Jim Gordon is a hero, and he does what Gordon does, he says, except with his own pizzazz. To do that, he kills dirty cops and frames their dead bodies with a pig head over their head. His biggest plan is invading the rich party Oswald Cobblepot is throwing and feeding them homeless people pies. He forces the rich people to eat the pies or the little boy he took will die. Jim Gordon breaks into the party and fights Professor Pig on the table and knocks him out, saving everyone. In Arkham Asylum, he kills someone who wasn't letting him listen to the music. The guy also punched Pig in the face. Anyway, he gets out of Arkham, and it's revealed Pig is in Gotham because of Sophia Falcone's plan, but then she kills Professor Pig by shooting him in the head. He was in the comic Red Hood in the Outlaws Volume 2, Issue 14, November 2017. Professor Pig and his Dolatrons here get beat in a dockyard. He was then in the Batgirl and Birds of Prey comic, Issue 15, December 2017. Batgirl and the team find a criminal, and that's Professor Pig. And like one hit from Batgirl brings him down. He was in the Shadow Batman Issue 1 in December as well. The whole series starts with Batman and Robin stopping Professor Pig in Pig's biggest event yet. Pig says he just wanted to perfect the people with toys that were taken from him by the Silent Seven. Anyway, in prison, Pig questions the guards on who works for who, since they feed him and clean up after Pig in jail. But then the Shadow visits Pig in jail, and that freaks Pig out. Next, March 2018, Batwoman fought Professor Pig again in Batwoman Volume 3, Issue 11. Here, like always, Professor Pig is a shocking rogue for the issue. And Pig is just doing what he always does. Professor Pig has never been stopped, just put on pause before, and Batwoman is trying to end him. But she fails as Professor Pig beats her physically and then just walks away into the night. At the end of March, in March 27th, 2018, he was in the animated movie Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. His voice here was done by James Ernbiak. Pig was hired by Two-Face to scar the good side of his face. Professor Pig gets interrupted by Vandal Savage's daughter to do surgery on him, and he reluctantly agrees. After he does it, they kill him. He outlived his usefulness. Next came Harley Quinn Volume 3, Issue 43 and 44 in August 2018. Harley Quinn meets a runaway Dolatron, and he tells her his story of how he met Professor Pig. His life sucked and everything else around him seemed perfect. He tried dating again, but the girl was just fake. The only real person there was Professor Pig. And Harley gets captured by the Bat Rogue. Harley beats him at the end, nothing new. The next month, September, he was in Doomsday Clock, Issue 6. Pig was just in the crowd here. Professor Pig, November 2019, appeared in Nightwing Volume 4, Issues 48 and 49. In this story, Professor Pig is chasing Nightwing around on their motorcycles. and when that doesn't work, he uses his helicopter attachment. But a bunch of bombs get thrown up in the air by the Silencer, and that stops him, and Silencer is about to kill him before Nightwing stops her. December 2018, he appeared in Cursed Comics Cavalcade, Issue 1. Professor Pig has kidnapped children and is going to do his monstrous experiments on them all. Robin, with the help of Solomon Grundy, finds out that Pig has captured these kids Grundy is looking for and fights him, but gets the wind taken out of him. An awesome event happens. Robin and Solomon Grundy team up to stop Professor Pig. March 2019, Pig was in Batman Volume 3, Issue 62. Somehow, Batman has gotten himself tied up and hanging upside down in Professor Pig's butchering factory. This whole issue has no dialogue and just shows us what Batman is thinking while he escapes Professor Pig. It's just a cool issue, and Pig really gets hurt, thank God. Thanks to Bane, Batman is a little distracted while fighting Professor Pig. This is a giant dream sequence, which makes an awesome Batman issue. He was in episode 97 of Gotham Next, but only in A Nightmare of Jim Gordon's, March 7, 2019, he is a villain who attends his wake. May 2019, he was in Detective Comics, issue 1000. Professor Pig was actually on an alternate cover for this special issue. Inside the book, Pig is just seen as a version, or a vision, of the criminals in Gotham City. July 2019, he was in Batman Volume 3, issues 70 and 71. Pig is just on the cover for issue 70, and in issue 71, he is being captured by Damian Wayne Robin. July 2019, he was in Wonder Twins issue 4. Once again, Pig was just drawn in with a big group of supervillains. September 2019, he was in Batman Volume 3, issue 75. It is shown that Professor Pig dressed up as a cop to kill someone. December 2019, Pig was in Batman Volume 3, issue 80, and one of the last comics of the decade. Professor Pig and Two-Face are taken out by a mysterious figure that they snuck up on. His last appearance to date was in the special Harley Quinn Villain of the Year, February 2020. In his last appearance, not ending this video with a big bang, Pig was just a guest at the Villain of the Year Awards with no lines. That is it all, folks. That was the everything about anything when it comes to Professor Pig up to April 2020. What a fun guy to read about, right? I think he is one of, if not the most disturbing, bloody Batman villains ever. The one and only who comes close in my mind is Cornelius Stirk and Victor Zsasz. I think the writers and artists had fun making this guy seem as evil and insane as possible. The only accurate appearance of him was in the video game Arkham Knight, at least outside the comics. What a great idea for this guy to just act and dress like a pig, but act like one in countless ways. Hopefully he doesn't do much else in the DC universe. I think his appearance in the animated movie Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, was a perfect little cameo appearance of him. With that said, that was Professor Pig's complete history of video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.